For C7 cars, you need to go underneath them. Some cars like the Q7s, the Q5s, you can fit underneath without having to jack up your car and remove your wheel. The best way to do it is just to remove your wheel. So what you need to do is you go into your car and turn on jack mode, and then jack up your car and take your wheels off for installation. We aren't going to do that in the video, just for the sake of recording. So now pretend that your wheel's off and you're looking at your front control arm. You need to pop off the factory link. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove the bottom one that's on the metal piece first, because if you move it too much, they do have potential to snap. The best way that I have found to remove this is take the screwdriver, a flathead, and stick it through the end, like where the tip is, so the link is the same direction as the rod. And then you basically tip it into the link, and then you pop it off. That is the best way that I have personally found to remove these, and your ball is still intact. Because what can happen is because it's so small here, you can break the tip off, and you can try gluing it back on, but the glue never stays because this articulates all the time. So now that you have the height sensor off, what we're going to do is we're going to take the lowering link, and we're going to figure out how much we need to shorten it. The C7s, the front is shorter than the rears. So for this car, do not, like say you have the rears and you measure them all to the rears and you shorten them, the front's actually be a lot lower than the rear. So what you need to do is you're going to have your front and your rear. They're clearly visible. One is longer than the other. The best way to do it is extend all your lowering links out until they fall off essentially. Put them back on 2 turns. Do the same on the other end. Put it on 2 turns. What you're going to do is find the longer one. So we're going to do the rears first. The best thing I found is just take the ball, set the ball over, do equal turns till the lowering link sits right on the ball. So now you got the OEM length. Now, every single one rotation of an end, you're going to want to do it evenly, is going to lower the car 5 millimeters, which is about 0.2 inches. You cannot do more than 8 total revolutions, so 4 and 4, which would get you about like 1.8 inches. You can get up to 2 on some cars. Some cars do not allow it. It all really depends on how they were coated. That sometimes you'll get like a headlight error if this is too short because it's past the range of motion. So basically I tell everyone that the best height drop is 7 rotations total. So what we're going to have to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now that you have the total 7, the best thing that I do is I basically put it on a table and I spin the jam nuts out. So now you have the shortened link, and you can see that it is a lot shorter. So right now this should lower the car roughly 1.6 inches. Then what you need to do is you need to take your 8 millimeter and your 10 millimeter. You jam nut it. You don't have to like overly tighten it. You're going to take your other one. You jam it the same way. Now you might notice that one is twisted. Sometimes what you have to do is you have to go a little bit past and then twist the end of the jam nut to get it square. Now, we set one rear. The best thing you can do is just extend the opposite side till its length and do the same thing. For the fronts, you can do the same thing. Put them out to the length. Make sure it's even on the bar. Set it. Go down 7 rotations. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now you have your front lowering link set. If you don't want to lower it at the max drop, you can just do the calculation. One rotation drops the car 5 millimeters. So one rotation of an end will drop the car 5 millimeters. We will have a link in the description to the website that'll tell you if you have X car, what you need to do for the front and rear lowering links if you need to lengthen a rear, or you can pause on this graphic that we're going to put on the screen to reference it as well. Now, for other cars like SQ5s, SQ7s, Q8s, some Porsches have it. The C8s use the same links. The rears will get lengthened. So basically, you do the same thing. You set them to over the bar. I don't have one here. You set it over and you will lengthen the rotations to your set drop. It's the same amount of calculations. One rotation drops the car 5 millimeters. But the fronts for those same cars will need to be shortened. Like some Teslas, actually all the Teslas, you need to lengthen them. So like this is for like a 2021 and up Model S and Model X. These you lengthen all 4 corners. The older Q7s like the 4Ls, the Porsche 955, 957, 95, 8.1, and 8.2 are all the same lowering links. You lengthen all 4 corners. This is an older Tesla where they're 2 different lengths, but all 4 of them get lengthened. But back to installing these. Now that we have these height set, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to take out the retaining clip. It just snaps right out. Snap on both ends. I send along some grease. So you're going to just take the pack of grease. You're going to put a little bit of the grease in here to keep it lubricated. You do this on all 4 corners. After you have the grease put in, what you're going to do is you're just going to snap it on. Then you're going to take your retaining clip. You're going to find the hole. You're going to put the retaining clip through the hole so it locks in. Snap it on. Now the lowering link cannot fall off. You're going to do the same exact thing for the top. Now your lowering links are installed. Now you just need to do that on all 4 corners. If you need to make any adjustments, like say you started your car, you lowered it 8 rotations, and you have like a headlight fault because you lowered your front too much. What you can do to change these is you can do them on the car. What I would do is I would only do it on the end that has the metal ball. So you can pop the ball off. So pretend it popped it off. Then put the wrench on here and make the rotation on one single end. You can put the wrench on this end too if you would like, just to hold it. You do not want to twist this while it's on the plastic sensor because you can snap it off. If you really wanted to remove them, I mean, they're really easy to remove. They just come off. Just be careful that you don't snap the plastic end of the ball. So after you have the lowering links all on, basically you need to go into your car and you need to turn off jack mode, and your car should auto-regulate to the setting that you have it in. You can drive back and forth a little bit. It might settle down a little bit more, but essentially everything should be installed now. All of your drive modes will be dropped the same distance. So for like this car, comfort mode is the highest, auto's middle, dynamics the lowest. I set this to drop 1.8 inches. The car in every single mode will be dropped 1.8 inches, even raised mode, just because it's tricking the height sensor to think that the car is higher than it needs to be, which is why it lowers the car. After you have all that done, basically just check over your work, put your wheels back on if you have your wheels off, make sure you torque your wheels. That will conclude our install. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via email or on social medias. Thanks for watching. Be on the lookout for more products we're releasing. I'm going to try to keep up on the installation videos. Stay tuned. Thanks. Peace.